As I tend to do with my Moldavite videos, I'm going to start my videos off with showing some gratitude and some appreciation. You know, when you start this little YouTube thing and you're not sure how the internet is going to take your thoughts and opinions on stuff, you know, you kind of just like walk in blindly and you just say, whatever, I'm just going to throw it out there. But the first people that like, the first community that I really like was like, yo, I like these people. It was the Moldavite community, because people that are in the Moldavite community are just seems like by default just high vibratory people operating at a very high frequency, operating from a place of love and understanding. So I felt like home talking to all y'all. And then the advice that y'all give is amazing. Even if you are on like you're just doing research on Moldavite, you actually don't have yours. Pay attention to this community, because you will be able to see it. Go watch this community and then go somewhere like a gaming channel where they just saying a whole bunch of BS. You know, you'll see the difference. Walk into a Walmart, then go walk into a Harris Teeter. You'll see the difference in the vibrations. All right, so thank you, Moldavite community. You know, this YouTube thing, as if I can just get a little bit off my chest, this YouTube thing has been really eye-opening in different ways. And you can tell the different communities, you know, getting where you fit in. You know, and it's like the Moldavite community and the semen retention community are my favorite communities. Like, I truly do love and appreciate y'all, because it's nothing but support from y'all, love and support. And I'm going to continue talking to y'all, you know, so, and I hope y'all continue to support me on the other things I'm doing. So with that being said, all the mushy gushy stuff out of the way, I love y'all. I really do. I love y'all. But let's get into it a little bit. So Moldavite was something that I originally thought was going to just be a step, like another stepping stone. And of course, everything is a stepping stone. No matter how big or small the step is, it's still a step into your rising frequencies. But I really thought it was just going to be like, okay, I'm going to try this out for a little bit. It might work, it might not, and then, you know, pass it off to the next thing. But when I got it, it was a turning point. You know, it was a turning point on my journey that just put me onto like the next little boost on the rise up. I said in my first video where like I was able to hear someone from 3 or 4 blocks away hear their phone ring. I was like, wow, how was I able to hear that from that far? I could barely see the person. How was I able to hear that? You know, and then like the feather popping up, like on my balcony. I live on the second floor. Like I'm in the middle. I'm sandwiched in between stuff. So it's like, how did that get here? There's no white birds flying around here like that for this feather to be here. You know, so that it's that type of stuff that was happening, all these synchronicities, all these higher vibratory things that I was being exposed to, because I was now tuned into a higher frequency. You know, you can't see what's on channel 30 if you're watching channel 17, because, you know, you're not tuned into that higher frequency. You're not tuned into that particular vibration. You see what's happening, and Moldavite helped with that. And I always give a lot of love to the Moldavite community because of comments like this. I'm going to read this one off to you. And so this one came from Nicholas Ruiz. So if you're still watching these videos, hi. So it seems you're having experiences and awakening as if the Moldavite is opening something within you that you already have. And I'm going to pause right there. You know, I just uploaded that video about I am God. You know, I believe we're all divine beings, you know, and I want you to be one as well. I really do recommend you go watch that video, because like I started getting on it, especially in the second half of the video. Like I was letting the energy just flow. And this is the type of energy I want everybody to have. And Moldavite was definitely a key part in that. But I'll touch on that later. Let me finish this comment. If this high frequency Moldavite reacts positively, it may be because you are ready to move up in terms of love and light. The spiritual world exists because it's there. Spirits exist. Other things exist. We are all going through an awakening as the whole planet is entering a higher frequency density. In other words, everything is leveling to the frequency of love and unity, because this planet is ready to move up to the next density of energy. And then he had one more. You are experiencing the beginning signs of this higher perception. Even if it is slight, it will become stronger. And the more compassionate and aware you become, I messed that one up. It will become stronger the more compassionate and aware you become, because God is within us all. You know what I'm saying? So like high vibratory statements like that is like, yo, I'm with the right people. You know, like attracts like. All of our energies attract more people like us and more events in our lives that match our energy. So this is why I love these communities so much. And this is why I kind of like more so cater to y'all, because hey, this is how y'all operate, and I want y'all around me. You know, while I grow, I want y'all here with me, and we can exchange a whole bunch of information. But it was definitely interesting, hearing about that, something that you already have in you. Especially if you're starting to search for Moldavite, especially if you've been working with crystals, you're something in your soul is saying, use these things to get back to your glory that you are. I see everything in our spiritual journey is like different sets of training wheels. We were just like, okay, I'm gonna try this now, I'm gonna try this one. But Moldavite was the first one that was like, yo, this opened my eyes to like what the higher perception looks like, you know. And then when I couple this with the semen retention community, it's like it raises your vibration. So when you're on semen retention, for those of you that don't watch those videos, it's like for men, we expel a bunch of our energy through our second chakra, the sacral chakra. Sacral means secret. The secret is our secretion. So that's what happens when a lot of men just like, masturbate for no reason. They just waste all that energy. It's more than just a pleasure thing. You're doing a lot more to yourself at a spiritual level. And it only rises up to that second level. When you start to maintain and practice semen retention, it rises up to the third chakra, to the solar plexus. And then what you have to do is what the Moldavite did for me, especially, is it pretty much like opened that path for that energy to rise all the way up. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I tend to mix these communities together, because this is how it linked for me. And for any men watching this video trying to get into Moldavite, go check out that stuff and see some of the spiritual stuff I talk about with that. But Moldavite was the thing that sold me on Moldavite was the fact that it is said to possess the energy of a fallen angel. So, and one of the things I talked about is like I want to be like a walking angel. For the nerds out there, like for Dragon Ball Z, there's Beerus and there's Whis. And like Whis is stronger than Beerus because he's an angel, but they say the angels are subservient to the gods, but they are also more powerful. So it's like I can live with that. It's like, as long as I can body you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can handle that. So I'll help you out. What you need? Blah blah blah. I can do that. But so if I can like have some type of power like that and I can learn that, I felt that instantly. So when my vibration rose to like new levels, and then I get like white feathers, which were symbolic to me in the past of like my angels are around me, like my life changed by working with Moldavite. Now I will be fully honest and transparent. Like it was like a kind of like a boost, and then like it plateaued. As in, it's like, okay, hey, this was just the key. This was the key to this higher dimension. For me, anyway. Some people might get a lot more out of it. But for me, it was the key that opened the door. And I walked through and I was like, this is what's going on. All right, well, I'm going to make sure I keep this key on me so I don't get locked out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I see it for me. It opened my eyes, it opened my mind to the higher dimensions that are up there, the higher levels of information. Because not only did it open my eyes in a spiritual sense, but just my, mind, body, and spirit relationship. My body, I'm already vegan, and I'm vegan just for my purposes. I like eating plants. I like, not eating every 2 seconds. It's like, sure, I have my snacks here and there, but it's like, I like the way it feels that my body's just like, you know what, you don't need all that type of stuff. Just eat the greens, eat the fruits, and you're good, and that's why I've been feeling so amazing, because my vibration says you, Prince, cannot eat this type of stuff no more. Other people can be very highly spiritual and they can eat whatever they want. Cool, that's your path. This is mine. This is the door that opened for me. And I'm just walking down the path, So like I'm definitely vegan, and I've become more raw vegan. I'm like 90%, like I'm 90% fruitarian. I eat fruits and like walnuts and Brazil nuts predominantly. I'll still have like a little cheat snack here and there, but predominantly that's what I'm eating. And then coconut water, watermelon juice, stuff like that. But typically water and my morning herbs and stuff. And I'll make a whole different video about that. I get a little sidetracked, you can see. But all of these things have happening because my body had to match my higher vibration that I'm operating at now. That was just my change. But then my mental, it's like I start to see things, and I start to see, like, for example, my manifestations becoming a lot clearer. Like I'm just sitting here, I'm just like, like I'm paying more attention to the things coming on. I noticed, I was talking with my dad last night, and forgive me if this gets a little rambly, but it's just all these things are coming to me when I start to talk. I was talking to my dad, and I was like, Dad, it's crazy because like I can see, I know you don't quite get it, and you're just more supportive of it, but it's like, let's just say, in the example I gave him, it's like, let's just say we're talking about a girl, Penelope. I don't know anybody named Penelope. And like, let's just say I'm gonna go walk around and be like, yo, Dad, it's like some of the name Penelope's just been sticking out to me. And I'll go walk out. There'll be Penelope Cruz on a billboard. I'll see a cartoon character named Penelope. There'll be someone on an interview. Hi, my name is Penelope, blah blah blah. Hey, it'll just pop up everywhere. And now it's at the point now where I used to try to manifest things. Now it's more so like everything I think becomes apparent into my physical space. Every single thing. That's what was behind this door that Moldavite opened for me. I walk in and I'm just like, I'm gonna see. I'm projecting wealth into my future. And then I get turned on to certain investments. I get turned on to people that speak very highly and very intellectually when it comes to investments and money and business. I'm just like, oh snap. Okay. So literally asking you shall receive. That type of stuff makes a lot more sense to me now because I'm operating in that frequency, because I expect it. Because Moldavite opened that door for me, I expect the things that happen in my mind to be projected into my third dimensional space. Moldavite will raise your vibration, increase your health just naturally. I have a video about Moldavite with my mom and how she's becoming a lot more interested, number one, in health. She's taking her health more seriously. She's slowly changing up her diet. I say within the next 3 years, she's going to be vegetarian. But we'll see that. We'll see what happens with that. And when I talk to her about crystals and spiritual stuff, I can feel her buzzing through the phone because something is now starting to click with her because she's operating at this higher vibration. Where her and I couldn't connect on that level, the Moldavite kind of got her to the point where she can see what I'm talking about. Now she's like, oh, that makes sense. And now she's starting to understand why I'm so kind of detached from certain things. When I hear about death, when I hear about all the bad things in the world, I'm just like, hey, it's just life. It's just life. Life is just, when there's less life, there's death. It's all the same. It's just a degree of expression. And now she's starting to understand it. She's still more sentimental than I am, of course. But I'm just like, listen, you're starting to understand me now, though. She's like, no, I am starting to get you a little bit more. And because we both work with the stone now, we're now on a similar frequency that we can now correspond with one another on a higher level. My dad's working on it. We'll get him there. But this is the type of stuff that's going on. And Moldavite, for those of you that made it past, 10 minutes, Moldavite is definitely something, if you are looking at it and you are trying to, should I do this? Should I get it? Get it. But just understand that you need to get it from a reputable source. Everywhere will always have fakes. There's just like there's fake Jordans, there's fake, the fake Gucci belts, there's fake Moldavite out there. So make sure you get yours from an accredited source, or make sure they have like that certificate of authenticity, and just go with your gut. I also once again, if you want to work with them a certain type of way, work with it however you feel you need to. For me, when it comes to crystals, I don't meditate with crystals. I don't say, okay, Moldavite, this is my other Moldavite piece that's typically in my do-rag, and I keep it right here on my third eye chakra, just because it makes sense to keep it there. I don't know. But I keep it there, and I have like a little piece of Herkimer diamond, so it can stay in my do-rag and it just stays right there. So that's just where I keep it. But I don't sit with any crystals and meditate with them. I don't feel like I need to. I feel like I get something just for keeping them around me. That's why I just wear the necklaces. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just all about how you connect with the things that come across your spiritual journey. I don't tell people to do a certain type of thing. If you feel like you need to do it, then do it. If you feel like you don't, then don't. And then when new information comes your way, then you be like, okay, maybe I should do that. And then you can add on to it. That's the next step in the journey. Don't try to copy what other people are doing. Do what comes to you. All right. So that's just a little bit on Moldavite. Really high vibratory tech type stone, whatever you want to call it. Definitely will boost you and definitely will open the doors for you. Just start to work with it, accept the energy, and then you will start to see where it starts to take you. Everybody's going to go somewhere different. Just go with the flow. That's all I can say. I hope that helped you. I hope that gave you some insight, and I hope my energy is starting to see something that you will become when you start working with Moldavite at a higher level. So that's pretty much it for this one. To the next one.